Here's something most people never consider. While millions of investors are fighting over stocks and crypto, there's a quiet, proven strategy that's been building real wealth for decades, and most of them have no idea it exists. I'm talking about raw land investing. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly how it works, why it makes so much sense, and the three strategies that separate the people who flip land from the people who get rich flipping land. Here's the promise: raw land is the only investment where you can start with less than $3,000, put in almost zero ongoing work, and watch your money grow safely for years. No tenants, no repairs, no permits, no code violations, just dirt that steadily appreciates. And the third strategy I'm going to share with you, the one most land investors completely overlook, that's where the real money is made. Let's start with how to find land at a price that makes this whole thing worth doing. The first thing you need to understand is that most buyers and most realtors look in the wrong places. They search Zillow, Redfin, and Realtor.com. They find pretty listings with high prices. But the real deals, they're hiding in plain sight. County tax records, sheriff's auctions, foreclosure listings. These are the places where property sells for pennies on the dollar. Here's a real example. In a rural county in Texas, a 2-acre parcel was listed on a tax delinquent auction website on May 15th, 2022. Opening bid? $800. Local investor did 12 minutes of research at the county assessor's website, confirmed there were no liens, and bought it outright for $950. 18 months later, that same 2 acres sold for $19,000 on a for sale by owner listing with a clear title and no agent commissions. That's a return most stock investors won't see in a decade. The reason tax sales and county auctions work so well is simple. Counties don't want to own property. They want to collect the taxes they're owed. So they price these parcels to move. You're often buying 30, 50, sometimes 60% below market value. Not because the land is bad, but because the county needs cash and doesn't have time to market it properly. This is the easy win. This is where you start. But here's where it gets smarter. Most people assume you need to pay cash for land. And that's exactly why most people miss the best opportunities. The secret weapon that serious land investors use is called owner financing, and it's available on a huge portion of land sales, especially in rural markets. Here's how it works. Instead of going to a bank, you negotiate directly with the seller. They carry the note. You make payments. The landowner gets a monthly income stream at an interest rate that often beats what they'd make in a CD or savings account. And they don't have to deal with realtor commissions or closing delays. It's genuinely a win for both sides. In a 2024 poll of rural land sellers across 6 states, 62% said they'd consider financing a buyer. Yet most buyers never even ask. When I structure these deals, I typically negotiate 30 to 40% down with a 2 to 5 year term. Here's why that structure is powerful. The down payment filters out unserious buyers immediately. And in 2 to 5 years, you've paid down a significant chunk of principal, while the land has almost certainly appreciated. You're building equity and capturing appreciation simultaneously. If you're finding this helpful, hit subscribe. I drop videos like this every week, and the last strategy coming up is the one that changes everything. All right, now for the one I've been saving for you. This is the strategy that separates land investors from land speculators, and it's called land banking, or chasing entitlements. This is how raw dirt gets rezoned and turns into subdivisions worth millions of dollars. The idea is straightforward. You buy raw land on the outskirts of a growing city, land that's currently zoned agricultural or rural. You hold it while the city expands and the land gets annexed, or while it gets rezoned for residential or commercial use. Then you sell it to a developer at a massive premium. And the numbers on this can genuinely shock you. In a Sunbelt city in the Southwest, I'm not going to name it, but you can probably guess. An investor bought 40 acres of raw land in 2015 at $8,000 per acre. The county had just announced a new waterline extension and a proposed elementary school site 3 miles away. He held the property through 5 years of rezoning hearings and planning commission meetings. In 2020, he sold it to a homebuilder for $140,000 per acre, $140,000 from $8,000. That's a 1,700% return over 5 years. Now, you don't have to predict the future perfectly to make this work. You just need to look at where cities are growing, where new roads are planned, and where the next subdivision is obviously going to go. Follow the population growth maps. Follow the infrastructure announcements. A new highway interchange, a planned transit stop, a rezoning petition filed 6 months ago. Those aren't just facts on a page. They're million-dollar opportunities hiding in plain sight. So let's bring it all together. 3 strategies for investing in raw land. First, buy cheap. Tax delinquent properties, county auctions, and off-market deals let you enter at 30 to 60% below market value. Second, use other people's money. Owner financing is available on the majority of rural land sales, and most buyers never even ask. Lease options let you flip contracts without putting a dollar down. Third, think like a developer, buying the path of growth, hold through rezoning, and capture the full entitlement premium. That one strategy alone can do more for your net worth in 5 years than the first two combined will do in 20. Here's the reality: raw land investing isn't glamorous. You won't see it on financial TikTok every day, but land is finite. Population keeps growing, and every single year, more people need more space to live, work, and build. That fundamental reality doesn't change. The strategies I've shared with you today, they're not complicated. They don't require a massive bank account or a finance degree. They require patience and a willingness to do 10 minutes of research that most people will never bother to do. And that's exactly why they work. If this video gave you something useful, share it with someone who's been looking for a real way to diversify their investments. And subscribe. I've got more content coming covering each of these strategies in much more detail. See you in the next one.